Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Hawk. We are of course going to be streaming today the Agatha Christie series. We're going to try to finish chapter 2 today. We will be starting just momentarily, so give me just a few minutes here and I will be back with you. Okay, I think we are just about ready here. So let's go ahead and hop on over into the game. How's everybody doing today? Interestingly, I had already preloaded the game, so I'm not sure why this is loading right now. All right, there we go. Fancy screenshot. Hey, I believe, Steph, you were asking about that in the last episode. The ink pot means it's saving. All right, let's continue our game. See, we're in chapter 2. Okay. So I remember at the end of the last episode, we were a little bit stuck. We had spoken with every one of the guests. So I guess to recap what happened in chapter 2, there was an altercation. Angeline's future husband, I don't remember his name at the moment, Luke, I think. Actually, now that I give it a thought, Luke, he had an altercation with the major that we met in the prologue, and we're in the middle of trying to investigate what that's all about, but we had spoken to all of the party guests, and none of them had any additional conversation options. So we needed to... I think what I decided I was going to do was kind of go back around and check everything, just to see if there was something that became available. Let's go back downstairs, as a matter of fact. There was a piece of evidence that seemed to become available after that series of conversation options. So I was wondering if maybe there was additional pieces of evidence. It was this item right here on the wall that said that it was the staff schedule for the evening. So I guess I kind of wondered if there were additional things like that that maybe we need to find. Yes, this is still locked. Oh, that's right. Luke, you are right. Luke is dead. Luke is Elizabeth's. What was that guy's name? I apologize. To staff quarters. Ah, yes. Every time that we go to a place that he doesn't feel is appropriate, he says it's time he joined the party. Do you recall what the guy's name is? It's only been a week, and somehow I forget that there seems to be a lot I've forgotten. All right, so let's see. Still the fireplace. these glass cases. I'm assuming nothing's changed about these, but he just basically said that basically that they're interesting curios. And he will not inspect them any further since they look important. So we can't get into the dining room because it's not time for dinner yet. And when we go into the salon, you can see there are several party guests in here. We've spoken to them ad nauseum, I guess, the appropriate word. The bottle we had determined was, I think this guy's name here. I think his name is Dimitri. He is the... Yes, their last name is Dimitri. I see in the chat now. This guy's name is Zach. And this, of course, is Cassandra. She is the matron of the family. Generally very unhelpful. She looks down on everyone. Window. Yeah, that's no different than before. Fireplace. And this lady here, she keeps... If I'm not mistaken, she's the one that keeps she keeps flirting with us. Margot. We already read the newspaper. Presumably it has not changed. Yes, news of the continued strikes. So I don't immediately see anything in the downstairs that is any different. I can double check here with the butler really quickly to make sure. I'm pretty sure we had even talked to him to try to make sure.
What can I do for you?
Yes, Archibald has no additional conversation options.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Yeah, you really haven't been helpful. And when we go into the mind maps, you can see this objective is completed, but, well, it says it's completed, but it says talk to Cassandra. But we can't talk to Cassandra, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully we didn't miss that fact, because I swear we had talked to everybody at the end of the last episode. Let's double check. Because we were a little bit stumped last time, so better to have something to go off of than nothing at all.
Let's make this quick, Detective.
Oh. Steph, you were in stream last week. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we spoke to her. I'm not going crazy, am I? There was not this, because I was wondering. We checked the butler's pantry because we went looking for Elizabeth, who seems to have vanished. And we've confirmed that the butler's pantry was locked, but we checked the mind map. We've kind of checked everything. I feel like I'm going a little bit crazy, but let's, I guess, talk to her and find out why the butler's pantry is locked.
Locked? That is absurd. They should be constantly coming back and forth from there if they are hiding from their work again. What is it you want in my staff area anyway?
I only mention it as I was hoping to speak to some staff members. But if they are busy...
Be a good fellow and make sure they aren't slacking off in there. It shan't take you long.
It may not have been the permission I was expecting, but I shall take it nonetheless. I shall try the pantry again.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Okay. So Steph confirms I am not crazy. She says there was not anything at the end of last time. Maybe we needed to log out and log back in for it to kind of give it a reboot. Maybe there was some sort of glitch in the game. But we definitely checked this. Because the conversation option did say that we were supposed to check the butler's pantry, but we had done it and there was nothing additional. So let's go in here. Unlocked. I must have caught a staff member at the right time. This doesn't look like Elizabeth, does it? Let's check. Inga.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Oh, monsieur, you startled me.
It was not my intention, mademoiselle. I was hoping to talk with a member of the staff.
You are the detective?
I am Detective Hercule Poirot. I only intend to take up a moment of your time.
Madame Van der Bosch will be very hungry if she knows I'm standing talking.
Allow me to worry about madame.
Forgive me, I did not get your name.
Inga Frank, detective.
From the Norse god of peace and fertility. A most beautiful name.
Merci. It was my grand-mère.
You have all been working hard, very hard this evening.
Oui, detective. Madame was very clear on what was to be prepared for today.
Well, everything looks exquisite, but if I may be blunt, would you not benefit from some more hands?
Monsieur Archie knows how busy we are, especially in the kitchen. I hate when I have to run service.
Okay. So,
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
I don't know that that was overly helpful. But let's see here. Yeah, this is the one, I think just a second ago it said that it was not completed. Okay. So inspect the butler's pantry, which we've done, but there are no links. You can see in the left side that there are 0 links. Okay. I guess we'll keep peeking around the butler's pantry since that is the current objective. We checked the pots and pans already. They're obviously been used for quite some time, judging by their condition, is what that said. This, of course, is the icon to leave, which we would like to not do. Photograph?
Oh.
A photo showing 7 members of staff. The house would surely run like clockwork with so many. Okay, I believe this is Archibald. This is Elizabeth. And I think this is Inga, who we just talked to. So this person, and these 2 people, I've not met them. And if I remember correctly, and Steph, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that the staff rotation only said that there was going to be 3 people on. So it would be Inga, Elizabeth, and Archibald. Okay. A letter. Oh! Papers that ordered the dismissal of a staff member for accessing rooms without permission. Curious. Dear Miss Allard, your position as housemaid within the Van Bosch residence is hereby officially terminated with immediate effect for the following reasons: accessing forbidden areas of the house, refusal to make a sincere apology, emotional distress brought to the family. A reference shall be offered pending future employment. Sincerely, Madame Van Bosch. I don't know if I would trust her to give me a reference if she terminated my employment for something so futile. Okay. Okay, that hasn't changed since last time. There is still nothing in the cupboard. But possibly we have something with the mind map due to the person that is no longer employed. All right, we do. We have a link now. You can see in the top left-hand corner, it now shows the little chain link with a 1 beside it, and it's flashing an exclamation point, which shows that there is something that is able to be linked. So there's a staff termination. So we've got a couple of things, and as I've noted in past episodes, if you're joining us for the first time, this is... Some of these things I can sometimes draw kind of conclusions from, but the game doesn't necessarily draw them. So there's high tensions in the kitchen because the remaining staff are overwhelmed, but I might draw this conclusion, and they might say, no, that's completely wrong.
I must act on thought and fact, not...
Okay, so that is not one. So there are additional options here. There's... Presumably we got the link because these things are new. All the conversation options with Inga and also with the termination papers. So possibly there are high tensions in the kitchen because of the staff termination.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps...
I mean, the staff termination is what caused it to be short-staffed. So that is why there's high tensions in the kitchen. Could also be because of the fact that there's forbidden areas of the house making their jobs even harder.
Is there something I am not seeing?
Oh, Steph, you actually thought that there was 4 people. We'll double check that in a second when we go back out of the butler's pantry. Okay. So once you link so many of them and you do it incorrectly, I hadn't even seen that the butler's pantry was added up here. They start flashing. It's to help you not apparently get frustrated with the game and rage quit. So apparently they're saying that the staff photo and the staff rota, these are linked. And I did kind of draw that conclusion when we looked at the photo. So we had already spoken about the link anyway. I guess I just didn't really see it up here.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It appears there are a number of staff missing based on the photo and rota. Why could this be? Okay. Okay, now there's an additional link. So I would generally assume that to be related to insufficient staff, probably because of the staff termination.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Now you can see a new conversation option has been unlocked. It appears the missing staff were in fact relieved of their duties. Could there be another reason for letting them go? Well, there generally is. Oh, and we got another link now. So we can talk to Archibald, we can talk to Cassandra, and we can talk to Inga now, but there is an additional link. So I don't know that we had tried to link this up, but it's the only other one I can see that might make sense. The remaining staff are overwhelmed. I think we tried to link this forbidden areas of the house to high tensions in the kitchen. But if the forbidden areas of the house cause terminations, I can understand why, the remaining staff are overwhelmed.
This will not get me any...
Nope, not so much. Had we tried to link these two together? Apparently we had. Oh, possibly the insufficient staff would be linked to the remaining staff being overwhelmed as well?
Come, my little grey cells.
I don't know if did we try to link these? Apparently not, because I think it makes them red when you've tried to link them before.
Order and method. That...
Yes, order and method. Okay, so it's indicating that the family taking care of money now. It looks like the family finally gotten their back on track with their money problems. Great to hear. But there's recent staff. I personally don't know if I understand the link between these, but he'll tell us about it as soon as we link them.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
If the family are being more cautious with their money, maybe staff were let go for that reason. Okay. I don't know that I can draw that parallel. I mean, I know that they've had some financial issues in the past, but... See, layoffs related to money issues. Now they make it sound like there's money issues again. Okay, well, let's back out of the mind map here and go talk to some people. Oh, we're still here with Inga, so let's talk to her again.
Oui, détective. I am at your service.
Madame has recently fired some members of the staff. Though. Okay, I'm not quite sure I understand why the those on the end of that sentence, but let's ask the question.
That is not for me to talk about, detective. If Monsieur Archie found out I had said anything out of turn...
I am not asking you to betray your fellow staff or the family. What is said between us remains that way, Madame.
It's only whispers, but the last servant was caught in areas of the house they shouldn't be. Apparently, they saw something they shouldn't have. Please, detective, if Monsieur Archibald found out I was talking like this with a guest...
My lips are sealed, mademoiselle. Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
What kind of skeletons do they have in their closet around here? All right, so let's double check the staff rota, see if it was 3 or 4. 4 people are assigned. Is this enough staff to proceed with tonight's events? Okay, I did not remember Rayhana, and I don't think we've met her yet. So yes, Archibald, Elizabeth, Ninga, and Rehana. I'm assuming we will meet her at some point. But let's go talk to Archibald.
What can I do for you?
Let me be able to talk first. May I be so bold as to ask about the staff at the house?
What have they done? If I have to...
No, monsieur. There is not a complaint to be made. It is more the recent layoffs and extra work pressure you all seem to be under I am inquiring about.
We've had to let some of them go. Let's just say their standards didn't live up to what was expected.
Not exactly what the termination papers stated.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Okay, now we have to talk to Cassandra yet. Who is always so delightful to talk to.
Let's make this quick, Detective.
I was hoping to explore the house.
The public rooms are not adequate space for you to celebrate my daughter's engagement.
Madame, I asked only the limits, as I understand a member of the staff was let go for a similar reason.
It would benefit you not to listen to whispers and rumors, officer. They did not produce a satisfactory standard of work. There is nothing more to say.
It is detective, madame. And it is just that the termination papers detail the matter and proceed to...
Need I remind you again whose house you reside in?
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Enchanting, he calls it. Not the word I would use. Let's double check the mind map really quickly. There is another link. Oh, in 3 of the mind maps. All right, let's... Oh, there's 2 links in this one. Let's check it out. Okay, so there are forbidden areas of the house which Cassandra is dismissive of. I'm going to guess these are not linked. I mean, in my mind, they're kind of linked, but I'm going to tell you the weird reason why I don't believe these are linked is because they tend to draw the mind maps out in such a way that the lines kind of look nice, and I don't feel like they would run this behind Inga.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
That was just my own observations. Let's see. Oh, the staff know the family's hiding something. Okay.
What a revelation!
There is no doubt that there must be a family secret. Can forbidden house areas hold the answer? All right, so I linked up the staff know the family's hiding something with Cassandra's dismissive of forbidden areas. Okay. So this one, they might also, like I said, they tend to draw them that they get nice lines. Archibald claims unsatisfactory work, but supposedly they were dismissed for being in forbidden areas of the house.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Yes, Cassandra is cranky. The paperwork conflicts with Archibald's account, and only one can be telling the true story. There is something that does not feel right about the staff dismissals. The contradicting stories of why only make me question this virility further. Okay. Okay, that links everything in that mind map, but there are... Okay, actually this shows no links, but there's a flashing exclamation point. Maybe just because there's additional items that are being added here. So we won't look at this one right now. But there's a link in here as well. Oh my gosh, I forgot how kind of crazy this one's gotten. All right, so what are the new things? that got added. Okay, here we go. These are nicely lined up side to side as well. The layoffs related to money issues might indicate that the staff or the family still does need financial help, which they are. You can see here they are actually still getting. It's coming from the major, this Felix guy.
Magnifique.
It appeared for a moment at least that the family had organized their financial situation. Now we've got to talk to Cassandra again. You can see they did draw it here. The family is struggling financially again. Okay. Back to the cranky lady.
Let's make this quick, detective.
You did not seem surprised in Monsieur Demere's payment of the blackmail?
Why would I? He is to be Angeline's new husband and my new son-in-law. If he is taking that position seriously, he will do what he must to keep his new family happy.
And to you that means paying ransom money?
It means doing what he must to protect his wife and...
I clicked that a little too soon. And to protect his wife and his family name. It has nothing to do with your own financial standing. I understand Monsieur de Silva has been of help.
I see you have still not learned any sense of tact or subtlety.
I see no reason to beat around the bush, madame.
Until you are pricked by a thorn.
And until that day, I shall continue with the method that best serves me. Now, Monsieur de Silva.
Yes, he has provided some financial support when it has been required. I assume that was the answer you were looking for.
One moment here, just 1 second.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. I actually have a couple of dogs, and at this time of day, they tend to be a little more complicated when I'm trying to record because, well, you can never predict when they're going to see something outside and become very vocal about it. So anyways, so he says, I thought it was only Madame Van den Bosch that was so concerned with her appearance to others. Perhaps the Major was of a similar mindset, although I'm still not sure how he fits into the family dynamic. Okay, this objective is now complete. Okay, in this objective we need to talk to Archibald again, and the other two still don't have anything with them. Let's go back out to the hallway and talk with Archibald. By the way, if you didn't catch the last episode, we were talking about how fabulous I can never pronounce his name, Poirot. French is not one of my skill sets. But his shoes are just... They're very, very red. They match with his outfit and his tie and stuff. They're just very flamboyant. They're not something I could pull off, let's put it that way.
What can I do for you?
The smell from the kitchen is becoming almost too much to bear.
Ah, perfect timing. I was about to ask that everyone move through to the dining room.
Oh, very nice. Dinner time.
Très bien.
Yes, Maman. Perhaps Turkey. I would love to see my beloved's homeland.
I'm sure we will decide on somewhere. Perhaps where we are both yet to have visited.
It was my crowning achievement.
I am not so sure you workers would agree.
Are you sure? I've definitely seen your face somewhere before.
I do not believe there is another that resembles these features, or brains, at least.
I've always liked the idea of sailing the West Indies.
In that heat? With your complexion?
Okay, but you lived in the capital at one time.
Oui, mademoiselle. I spent much of my working life there.
Maybe sleeping off half a bottle of whiskey.
Let us not be so blasé with our opinions, brother.
If you ask me,
I don't believe anyone did.
You're that officer! The shootout on the rooftop! Your face was all over our front page!
It seems it is not only I that possesses great skills of deduction. You...
Please, come quick! The Major has been murdered in his study!
Oh my gosh. This just took a turn for the worst.
Messieurs et Mesdames, I am Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian Police Force. I ask that you all remain calm and in your seats. I shall begin my investigation immediately. Monsieur Sterling, please, lead the way.
Oh, hey, we've entered chapter 3. We did manage to get through chapter 2. I probably have about another 15 to 20 minutes, and then I have to take off here, but let's jump into a little bit of... The snow is coming in the window. A noticeable, almost sinister chill can be felt upon entering. Well, that's probably because the window needs to be closed.
This is Mr. Hagen's study, Detective. Would you like me to stay?
I understand if you are not comfortable with such a scene.
Don't you worry, Detective. I've seen much worse in my years.
He's seen much worse than a murder being a butler? Okay.
I am thankful to have someone of your resilience by my side.
I just can't believe someone could have killed him in cold blood. Is that what you think happened?
I admire your faith in your fellow man, but you will be surprised what someone will do when they feel there is no other option.
Did any members of the staff have access to this office?
Mr. Hagen does not allow any staff into the study, and they were all present in the staff quarters, or part of the dinner service.
And everyone was accounted for?
Everyone. It is my business to know all my staff's whereabouts.
Tell me about the phone call to the Major received not to the Major. The phone call the Major received earlier. Oh, his body's here. I didn't see it behind the chat bubbles.
Phone call? Yeah, yes. It was one of his business associates.
Do you know what associate?
He didn't say. I think he was French. The accent still confuses me sometimes.
And did the Major sound any different to you? Panicked, anxious, anything out of the ordinary?
Not that I noticed. I think he was embarrassed about ending up on the floor after Master Gideon's one punch. I would be.
Okay.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
So we have not looked around this study yet, so let's check a couple things around here. Okay. We're not getting snow covered even though we're standing by the window. There is a letter down... Well, there's something on the floor. Maybe I just have to investigate the body first.
Huh.
Steph, you said what before it was spoken? That the Major was gonna die? Oh, okay, so it looks like he might have been stabbed just above his belt buckle. A single stab wound. I would expect to see a number of puncture wounds if the culprit had come here with the intention of murder. And he got punched, but that could have been from, well, first of all, that's a lefty. A result of the confrontation with Monsieur Demire. Although only one punch was thrown, there is substantial bruising to his face. I must use all my deductive skills and experience here. Besides the stab wound, there is little to go on from his body. And a new mind map has been unlocked. I was brought here to find the blackmailer, but discovering the truth behind the Major's death must take precedence. You knew the Major was going to die. How did you know that? What, did you realize that he wasn't in the dinner? Guys, I didn't immediately notice that. I will say I was actually getting a drink through most of that. I was listening, but I wasn't actually looking really at the screen. Okay. So there's no links yet. Of course, we just have these like 3 items here. So let's back out and keep looking around the room. Maybe we can check the, yes, we can check this now. Wallet. It does not look as though anything is obviously missing from it, so it was not an intended robbery. What is this? Nothing. What is this bucket? Odd to have a bucket this size for such a minute amount of water. Okay. Let's check this letter that's shoved in the side of the... A note is stuffed down the side of the seat. You do not know me, but I know you and your past very well. Years have passed and your actions remain hidden to the world. Actions that would shame even the evilest of evilest of men. The details so heinous to include them would surely bring a tear to my eye. Now is the time for the truth to be revealed to all. While not one man is to blame for the final outcome, it was you that brought about the final piece to the puzzle that no one the one that no one else would. If you wish to remain a free man, fill a brown paper parcel with 5,000 francs addressed to Monsieur Dupont, to Barbier and Sons Cobbler. So that's the blackmailer again, before closing this coming Wednesday. While there is time to consider your next move, I would not ponder on it for too long. When the world knows of your crimes, they will surely not ponder long on your punishment. Another blackmail letter written in a similar manner to the ones addressed to Mademoiselle Angeline. Could the Major be hiding a secret of his own, or is he in fact the author of the letters? What's this on the floor? Burnt carpet. It's quite severe. Such a shame to see such a beautifully made carpet ruined. I'm really struggling to read this evening. I apologize. I also am a little bit hoarse today, so I've been having, that might be part of it, but the safe. A bulky safe made with this security in mind. It's locked tight, but a box of valuables sits on top, which seems weird. Why are the valuables not in the safe? Dent in plaster. Surprising that it has been left visible. Surely it would be a quick and easy fix. Why is the pig head sideways? He does not have a fireplace that's roaring that we can comment on, like we did in all the other rooms. Okay. Oh, is this a blood stain? No, just a damp floor. What could have caused such a large damp patch on the floor? Well, it would be weird for the snow to have only caused that damp patch, but there is that ice bucket over here. If it's just water, that's just assuming it's just water. You saw he wasn't in the dinner, and that's what made you realize that? Very nice. Like I said, I did not see that. Okay, the blackmail does not have any additional links, so let's jump into this mind map and determine what happened prior to the Major's murder, which has 2 links. Okay. So... Okay. So I did mention about the ice bucket and the damp floor. That could be where they came from.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I don't think it's genius to say that ice cubes may have caused the damp floor. Someone has knocked over the bucket and then repositioned it. Someone besides the Major? Okay. So all of the financial stuff is over here. So wait. I don't think he mentioned this when we were looking in the wallet. It just said he didn't think anything was missing. So Steph thinks a scuffle, someone's head hit it. Check window. When you say someone's head hit it, are you talking about the dent in the wall? Maybe? Trying to think what else would be out on that that you might be indicating that you think that someone's head banged into. We did not comment that there was a large sum of money or that there was a large check from Monsieur de Silva's company to the Major for security consulting. Rather pricey at that. And a substantial amount of money, enough that a thief would not overlook it. Perhaps something else was stolen? Yeah, the wall. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to assume the stuff with some of the items that are financial are probably linked up. I'm just trying to figure out what, because it says the safe is locked tight. And the jewelry box is untouched. I mean, I guess you could maybe link it up to these because all of these things were untouched.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The obvious items of value have not been taken. Why would the killer not take a reward? Okay. You believe the window had a pop-up. Okay, well, let's back out and check it.
Oh.
The snow continues to bellow in. Why this window has been left open, I cannot fathom. I think you could probably fathom if you were a skilled detective. I would imagine it's probably because that's the way they left. Whoops, wrong button. Let's go into the mind map again. Oh, it's a second floor. I did not know that because, of course, we just were asked to be escorted to the study and then we miraculously appeared there. So then probably not the method of escape. Oh. He was using the ice cubes because of the bruise on his face, maybe?
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Well, okay. Can't imagine they would link this to this, right?
This will not get me any
Yeah, I didn't think so. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What did the mouse just do there? Crazy stuff. Not quite sure what to link the window to, I guess, is... because we've determined that the damp floor is probably related to the bucket. I mean, maybe we could link it to the damp floor. Maybe there's a second thing that says maybe it could also have been because of the snow.
Come, my little gray cells. We must think logically.
Well, that's logical. Okay. We're starting to get flashy stuff. Okay, so here's stuff I wouldn't necessarily put together. So the 2 links it wants us to make are related to valuables not taken and second floor window. And also that the bucket was overturned and the unrepaired dent in the plaster. I'm assuming this one goes to this one, again, because of the position of the lines, but why?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Steph, you had thought that the bucket to the burnt carpet. Apparently that is not the situation. There are signs that something occurred in the study between the major and our unknown fugitive. Oh, so, okay. That's the reason they just were indicating that. All right. Evidence of a fight. I guess I can see that. This stating that it was unrepaired, I guess in my mind just made it sound like it was just, I know we were talking in chat about the possibility that somebody's head went into the wall, and sure, but the fact that they listed it as unrepaired made it sound like that it was maybe like an existing dent. All right, and then the other 2 were, so maybe they're going to say the valuables weren't taken because they were on a second floor?
Magnifique.
If someone had gone to the lengths of scaling the wall, they surely would have taken some valuables. No, not necessarily. Not if they were there to kill him. Okay. Not a simple burglary. Not a simple burglary. Let's get our words out. Okay. All right. We don't have some additional conversation options at the moment, but I can confirm that the window was not the intruder's point of entry. Careless of me not to check the door upon first arrival. Okay. We'll check the door. The door shows no signs of forced entry or tampering. Could they just have knocked and been allowed to enter? Okay, do you have conversation options now? No. Additional mind links, though. Here's the door. So, a logical point of entry probably needs to match to something, but I can't immediately see what. Because if he was allowed in, I don't know that it would relate to this one. Maybe they're going to link these 2 up and say that obviously we've determined the access point.
Is there something I am not seeing?
Okay, well, let's do what we've been doing so far and try to link ones that are close together that have nice lines.
What a revelation!
Okay, I don't quite understand. Evidence shows that a fight of sorts broke out sometime after the killer entered the room unobstructed. Okay. The door from the bedroom to the study was how the perpetrator entered the room, but what I still do not know is, were they invited in or did they slip in unknown? Okay, it gave us a new conversation option. I just realized I was talking and my mic was muted. You would think that the evidence of a fight would go to the face bruising, but they had kind of already said that they thought that this. He had mentioned that he thought this was related to the son-in-law. All right, so... But that is something I probably would have tried if it wouldn't been we found the other thing. If we hadn't found the other link, that is. Talk to Archibald. Oh, that's right, he's right here.
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
Has anyone else entered this room this evening?
Rehana brought him some ice for his cheek earlier.
And when was that?
When he returned from his cigar outside, he asked for something to be brought upstairs to ease the swelling of his face. He would normally smoke only in here. Lady Vandenbosch doesn't like the smell of his cigars in the public rooms.
Madame continues to rule her home how she sees fit, and it is her prerogative.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Now that I know the Major was not alone, it is time to search the study further in hopes of finding a clue as to who was with him. Okay, let's dig around. Oh, another mind map. Okay. The scene of the crime has been investigated, but it does not show a straightforward series of events. The circumstances around the Major's cigar is one such avenue that requires further exploration. Why would his cigar require further exploration? I mean, in my mind, if she didn't want him to smoke in the other parts of the house... Oh, now we can investigate the fireplace.
Aha.
It's incredibly dirty. The logs are old and covered in dust. Poker stand.
Oh.
A normal-looking poker stand. Nothing appears out of the ordinary. The desk.
Huh.
A rather organized desk containing what looks like important documents. Aha, finally, the matchbox.
Ah.
No matches remain. And this is a towel. A discarded towel, folded and unused. And here's the ashtray. A reasonably full ashtray. I would have expected him to at least clean this out. Oh, the Major's jacket is new. A scruffy-looking jacket is hanging upon the coat rack. The Major's scabbard is in the pocket. Scabbard? I thought a scabbard was something related to a sword. How would that be in a pocket? You can't see the Major wearing a hat. Maybe if it's snowing out. I don't know. Alright, let's go into the mind map now. Oh my gosh, now there are 4 links. There are 4 links in this mind map. Okay, well I think we can surmise that there are cigars, probably relate to the burn marks.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
The Major was smoking recently, unsurprisingly, and dropped his cigar. What could have lit the cigar? I imagine that would be the matches. Here we go. Evidence of smoking to the empty matchbox.
I must act on thought and fact, not on...
Okay. Maybe the well-used ashtray is because of the... Wait. Maybe?
Order and method. That is the...
Okay, well... So... Okay, maybe a scabbard is also used for knives. I thought that was called a sheath. Well, I'm certain that's called a sheath. Maybe it can also be called a scabbard. All right, so obviously the missing knife then would go to the single stab wound.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
The Major's knife is missing and his body lies with a stab wound. It could very well be the murder weapon. So they're putting stuff in here that they don't necessarily comment on. So they never mentioned there was a letter opener on the desk. They just said it was clean, which this is also clean, but would they actually mention this?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps...
I mean, basically it's indicating he's a clean freak. A clean freak. Let's see here. Not immediately seeing anything else that I necessarily... I mean... I think we tried linking this to the match. Yes, we did. He mentioned that he was confused why the ashtray wasn't cleaned out whenever, and I imagine like everything else is noted to be very tidy. So I would imagine that the matchbox would go to either the cigar or the fireplace. But I don't necessarily see anything. Also would like to know what this is supposed to link up to. The killer's entry to the room was unobstructed. Okay. Well, we can try to link a couple of things and see what it comes up with. The desk sits in front of the window-ish. Maybe they think because it's very tidy. Well, actually, no, that's right. He came in through the door. We've determined that at this point. Okay. Maybe the burn mark?
Is there something I am not seeing?
Let's zoom out, see if anything's flashing at this point. It is not. So let's... Here, there are moldy logs. Maybe they're moldy because the fact that the matchbox is empty and they were unable to light the fire.
This will not get me any closer.
All right, so in chat we have a suggestion, ashtray for when Madame doesn't like the Major smoking in the house. So could the killer have used it? Okay, we've got some flashing stuff now. I'm assuming Ring of Dust is going to go to moldy logs. We'll have to figure out why that is. Then we've got the fact that the desk was very tidy to the bucket being overturned. Okay, well, let's link them up.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
This crime scene has been tampered with. The killer clearly had enough time to cover their tracks. Okay, so they're indicating that probably the desk was also dirt. I just assumed this was a tidy desk because the Major was tidy, but maybe he's making that assumption because of the fact that the Major didn't clean his ashtray out. Ew, the crime scene was compromised. Okay, and then we had gotten these two to link up.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I would have expected a Major to keep his belongings in a much tidier fashion. Okay, that gives us a talking to Archibald conversation option. Crime scene was compromised. What would this go to? The fact that the crime scene may have been compromised, and we know that it was because the murder weapon's not found.
Come, my little grey cells.
Nope, not so much. Entry to the killer's room was unobstructed.
I must take a different
Nope.
approach if I am to uncover the truth.
We got the additional conversation option when the point popped up the crime scene was compromised. So I assume that's what needs to be paired with something. Just not quite sure what. Maybe the fact that this is also clean. They think that this was also part of the compromise.
What a revelation!
There is currently no way to rule out the poker being the murder weapon. Well, I would imagine that would look like a very different wound if it was a poker. The poker was cleaned. Okay. Talk to Archibald. No additional links there, no additional links there. Archibald?
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
For a house that has such high standards, there's a noticeable lack of care taken in here.
As I said, Mr. Hagen did not allow the staff in here alone, besides me. He was very clear on that.
Have the staff ever given him reason to not trust them?
Nothing has ever been brought to my attention, but he was very clear no one was to be in here without his permission.
I suppose it is not unreasonable. I would have thought with his military past he would have kept it immaculate, with not a speck of dust or hair out of place. But the fireplace, for instance, says otherwise.
I haven't seen it lit since he has been with us, even in the colder months. It's been in this state for some time.
Hey, Steph, I wonder if somebody's hidden something up in the fireplace. Maybe that's why it's never lit.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Interesting. Okay. We'll double check the mind map really quickly. There is another link, looks like. Okay. The unused fireplace might be why the poker is clean.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a second look at the evidence in front of me.
Of course, they are already saying they think that the poker was cleaned off. Maybe the unused fireplace is why the matchbox is empty, because they don't need the matches? I don't know.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
There are no items that could start a fire or light a cigar. Which is confusing since there was evidence of smoking.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
There remains no means to light his cigar. Someone must have lit it for him, someone he trusted, but who? Okay. Okay, the killer's entry to the room was unobstructive because it appears as though he knew the person.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Someone lit his cigar for him and attacked him when he least expected it. Who could have been so ruthless? The Major knew his killer. Da-da-da. So they assume it's somebody in there which have the opportunity to compromise the crime scene?
Magnifique.
The killer may still be in the building! It sounds like that old story. The call's coming from inside the building. They lit the major's cigar and, following the brutal act of murder, took the time to clean the scene. They were not in a hurry and could still be in the house. How could they remain so calm? The murder weapon remains a mystery. The killer, whose identity is still to be uncovered, must still reside in this house. But we're going to have to figure that out next time, because I need to get going here. So I am going to go ahead and thank you guys for watching. Okay, he keeps talking. I keep trying to back out of everything. He was not expecting a murder case on his hands when he arrived, but this will merely be another test for the great detective. All right. I am going to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to like and comment, and also subscribe so that you get notified of future videos. But for now, my name is Hawk, and this has been Agatha Christie.